Hi everyone. In the last video I talked about how I moved from mainly working from home into a shared desk at a co-working space. My main reason for doing that was, whilst working from home was a novelty, the boundaries between home life and working life start to get blurred, and really I wanted to get back into the habit of actually going out to work. So to combat that problem, I took a desk in a co-working space in Cromford in Derbyshire. And when I moved in, I was given the option of putting myself on a waiting list for a private office, which I thought was, quite a good idea. So I put myself on the waiting list, and then a little while ago, one of the private offices in the co-working space came up for me to have a look at. But at the time, about a month ago now, I decided to turn it down. And the reason was, whilst the offices were really nice, either side of the offices were big frosted glass panels. And whilst they looked really nice, they didn't actually cancel out much sound. So when I was working in the co-working space, I actually found that one of the offices that joined onto the co-working room, you can actually hear conversations and phone calls that are going on next door. Now, when I want to record videos like this and record courses for Pluralsight and some of the other webinars that I'm doing at the moment, the noise bleed would basically annoy everyone on either side of me. So I turned that office down. And I thought, that's fine, I'll just carry on with the co-working space because I'm quite enjoying it. But then the office manager turned around and said, actually, we have this other room in another building. It needs a bit of work doing to it, but basically you can have that, and really it's not that much more than what I was paying for the full desk. And 2 weeks ago I moved in, so that is what you can see around me now. So I really feel I've been lucky with this room. So it's 330 square foot. When I first looked at it, it was a bit dreary. It needed a lick of paint and new carpets and all that sort of stuff, but that work has now been done. That happened whilst I was at NDC Oslo. So when I came back from that conference, I moved in on the Monday, and here we are. So the room literally was just an empty box when I got it. So I've had to sort of buy everything: furniture, chairs, new coffee machine, which is great, and everything else. But now I'm fully settled in and I'm back to being productive again. So I now have a place where I can quite easily record videos and courses throughout the day without being disturbed. So I'm currently working on a new Pluralsight course, but I've had a few aborted attempts at trying to record the first module, mostly because it's now summer and during the day there's just a lot of noise, so to record at home is very difficult. So my next door neighbour has a daughter who's less than 3 years old, so she's quite often playing out in the garden, doing what kids do, but when you're trying to record, the noise of a screaming, excited 3-year-old outside isn't going to help. But even when she's not there, sort of playing and doing kid things, you've got people doing their gardens, so mowing the lawns, trimming hedges. So it's really getting a bit of a problem and very difficult. Now, prior to me being a sort of a free agent and working for myself, all my recording I used to do in the evening. But I'm really trying to get away from doing that because it's really exhausting. So you go out to work, do a full day's work, come back, and then just record lots and lots of screencasts for a course, and it has to do all the editing. And whilst that worked for a few years, whilst I was trying to get my side hustles going, actually sustaining that is not very good, and I want to get away from that. So I want my evenings to be about relaxing, spending time with the family, etc. So this room really gives me the opportunity to produce my content during the day in a quiet, hassle-free environment, and it's really good. I've got quite good neighbours around me of other businesses who I talk to quite regularly, and I still see the co-workers quite a lot as well. So there's still people around that I can interact with and go and see, which is great. So all my future videos, updates on this YouTube channel will be coming from this room, which is fantastic. This is just a quick update. I know I've been a bit quiet recently, but I've had quite a lot of conferences going on. So in the last 6 weeks, I've been to Gdansk in Poland, to the InfoShare conference, which is an absolutely fantastic event. Really, really good event. The best way to describe InfoShare is it's kind of like a mini version of Web Summit. So Web Summit is normally about 50,000-60,000 attendees. It takes over the whole of Lisbon in Portugal. And that conference is all about entrepreneurship, startups, technology, all that sort of thing. InfoShare is kind of the same type of conference. It's aimed at sort of startups, entrepreneurs, sort of digital marketing, etc. It's on a much smaller scale. But when I say smaller scale, I mean we're still looking at between 6,000 and 7,000 attendees. But it was at this amazing arena, really amazing space. The conference organisers were absolutely amazing, and I had a really, really good time. So I was out there with my friend Scott Helm, Zoe Rose, and we hung out, drank beer, did our talks. and spent a lot of time just hanging out with people, so it's really good. Since then as well, I've also done NDC Oslo. Again, NDC Oslo is one of my all-time favourite events. This is my third time doing it, and it's really one of the highlights of the year. So I was out there talking about encryption key management in Azure Key Vault. The talk went down really well, it rated really well. So I'm really excited about that. I'm now in a bit of a break between conferences, so I haven't really got anything until I think the first week of October is my next conference, but I might have some workshops during the summer. But I'm trying to keep the travel fairly limited because we're approaching the school holidays, so I want to be around for helping out and doing stuff with the kids. So a lot of that time I'm going to be here in this room, working on my new Pluralsight course. I've got some new books that are in the progress. I've got some that have just been released, but I'll talk about those in a separate video. And yeah, so I've really got just a few months just to knuckle down and get lots of work done. I'm currently planning content for talks that I want to do next year, and some of those are going to require quite a lot of effort up front, so they're really exciting. And I have a few other projects in the works which I'm not really ready to talk about yet, but I shall update you in due course. So there we go. That's just a quick update, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.